The following text is taken from an interview in the national newspaper, from the 6th of June, 2025, written by Richard Walker and entitled "The British Media Undermines Anything Scottish and Assimilates It."
The quality, depth, range and sheer emotional power of the best contemporary Scottish songwriting has been underrecognized for years but is at last coming to be more appreciated. One of the main reasons is the more recent work of Bobby Bluebell, one of the best-known and certainly best-connected songwriters and performers we have. Bluebell, real name Robert Hodgins, certainly knows what he's talking about when it comes to writing hits. For a start, he co-wrote the solid gold classic Young at Heart, a staple of almost every 1980s collection on the market, which has proven as good for his reputation as for his bank balance. More recently, he has reimagined and recorded some of the best Scottish songs ever written with the Golden Tree, the band he formed with his mate, Hipsway singer Graham Skinner. One of the most successful records in the world was Rod Stewart's Great American Songbook series. I suggested we try and do a Scottish songbook because you won't believe how many great Scottish songs are out there. Their two albums reworked some classic songs, some of which listeners might never have regarded as Scottish. It proved to be a real eye-opener. The songs on that first Golden Tree album range from the traditional Wild Mountain Time to pop classics such as I Should Have Known Better, Jim Diamond, 1985, Gallagher and Lyle's 1976 hit Breakaway and the Sutherland Brothers' Arms of Mary, recorded with Quiver in 1975. It also includes early Simple Minds' Chelsea Girl and Talking Heads' Beguiling Him to Boredom and Ennui, Heaven. Bluebell believes the fact that some of the songs on the album are not known to be Scottish is no accident. The British media undermines anything Scottish, and Welsh and Irish, and assimilates it, he says. I was trying to make the point that you don't know these songs are Scottish because you're not told they're Scottish. But you are told constantly that Andy Murray is British. Chris Hoy is British. England won the war in Argentina. When Bluebell was young there was no internet to feed him a diet of music, old or otherwise, so he concentrated on the music he heard in Scotland. It wasn't until I went to London that I realized there were very few Scottish bands that make it. When I was at school I had a jotter and I'd write down every Scottish band that was in the charts. I wanted to feel part of something. My mum and dad taught us to be independent, not dependent. Independent is the opposite of dependent. I don't understand why anyone would want to be dependent. To be mocked for that is really irritating. Scotland is a strange country. We've been trained, like the Irish, that some people are superior to us. They're better than us because they're upper class. But we're better than some others. We've been taught our place. Our parents, who worked in heavy industry, were striving to get their children into the middle class. Your Thatchers and your Starmers exploit that aspiration to be middle class, but they hate any aspiration to go from the middle class into their class, the ruling class. That's where you become a fucking problem. You can be middle class, but don't you dare assume that you're going to be their equal. The minute you do that is when you are considered a communist, nationalist, socialist, disruptive. I am very pro-independence but I'm not particularly into any political party. People should be licensed to be politicians. It's amazing that we give power to these people who are not at all qualified in any way. Imagine if Celtic and Rangers just picked a random person to be manager. It's not going to work, is it? Why don't we just pick the person who is best qualified to run a country? And that's not going to be Trump, Keir Starmer, or Putin, is it?